Who in their right mind stands between a Hell's Angel and the cops? Apparently, Carla Jenkins does. And by the time the smoke cleared, 200 bikers rumbled into the dusty parking lot of her tiny roadside diner, not to raise hell, but to say thank you. It all started on a scorching Thursday afternoon in Boone, North Carolina. Carla, a 48-year-old widow and mother of two, ran Sweet Magnolias, a humble diner with creaky stools and the best peach pie for 80 miles. She worked 7 days a week, pouring coffee, listening to trucker tales, and carrying the weight of a life that hadn't given her much room to breathe. That day, a biker rolled into the gravel lot. Leather cut, black boots, beard like tangled barbed wire. The patch on his back read, Hell's Angels. Most folks stiffened when they saw that kind of patch. Carla didn't. She'd seen her share of rough edges. She just nodded at the man, pointed to a booth, and brought him a sweet tea without asking. His name was Maddox, and he looked like he'd fought more battles than he could count. 10 minutes later, the world turned sideways. 2 police cruisers skidded into the lot. Officers jumped out, hands on holsters, eyes burning with suspicion. They barged in and surrounded Maddox like he was some kind of monster. Carla didn't even blink. She stepped in front of him. "Back off," she said. The diner went dead silent. Everyone watched this 5 feet 4 inches black woman square her shoulders in front of 2 white officers and a man they were calling a known gang member. "This man came in for lunch, not a lynching," Carla said, voice steady but seething. "If you got a warrant, you show it. If not, take your attitudes and your power trip somewhere else." One of the officers sneered. "Ma'am, you don't want to get involved." "I am involved," she cut him off. "This is my place. My roof. My rules." Maddox never said a word, just sat there with a quiet kind of awe in his eyes. After a tense moment, the cops muttered something about keeping an eye and backed off. They drove off in a cloud of dust, but the tension clung to the walls like grease. Later that night, Carla sat on the diner's porch, exhausted, the ache in her bones a little deeper than usual. She hadn't done it for heroism. She'd done it because right is right. Because dignity shouldn't depend on how you look, how you ride, or where you're from. She didn't expect anything more to come from it. But the next day, the rumble started before sunrise. First it was 5 bikes. Then 10. Then 50. By noon, the highway outside her diner looked like the opening scene of an outlaw film. Chrome glinted in the sun, engines growled like thunder, and by 1 p.m., more than 200 bikers lined up, shoulder to shoulder, in front of Sweet Magnolias. They didn't come with violence. They came with respect. They came with flowers, donations, hands outstretched, and tears in their eyes. Maddox stood at the front, cleaner today, wearing a black button-up shirt instead of a cut. He took Carla's hand and didn't let go. "No one's ever stood up for me like that," he said. "You didn't just protect me. You reminded me that I'm still human." Word had spread like wildfire through biker networks, forums, Facebook pages. The woman who stood alone between a Hell's Angel and 2 cops had become a legend overnight. But Carla didn't feel like a legend. She just saw people, some rough, some kind, some broken, all looking for a place to belong. Over the next week, the bikers stayed in town. They fixed her roof, paved the lot, even built a ramp for her aging mother to get inside the diner easier. One of them, a tattooed woman named Lexi, installed a jukebox. Maddox started coming in regularly. Quietly. Humbly. Sometimes he'd bring a stray dog or help carry crates from the back. They became friends. Then something more. Of course, the town talked. People always do. Some locals sneered, said she was getting cozy with criminals. But others saw the bigger truth, that kindness begets kindness, and humanity blooms where you water it. By the end of the month, Sweet Magnolias had become more than a diner. It was a haven. A place where nobody asked what your patch said or how many mistakes you'd made. It was a reminder that standing up, even when you're alone, matters more than we'll ever know. And Carla? She just kept pouring coffee, humming gospel tunes under her breath, and serving up slices of the best peach pie this side of the Mississippi, with a side of courage. Sometimes it only takes one woman with a backbone and a heart to start a quiet revolution.